So it's a few days away from July. A lot of watch companies are still putting out watches. Even Patek Philippe has released a new limited edition, and yet Rolex and Tudor remain quiet. But I'm here to tell you that not all hope is gone, and both these brands will be releasing new models within the next few months, even weeks. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony, and this is Watch With Me. And this is my pain in the ass dog, but I love him to death. This is Kingsley. So if you hear him, that's him. Anyway, I am very excited that some insider knowledge has been released, and Rolex and Tudor will be releasing new models. What this means to the industry, I'm going to get into that in a moment, but before we do that, of course, a wristwatch check. And today I am wearing my Rolex Submariner. This is from 1987. It's a transitional model. It only came out for around 9 months. It was the first time they used a 904 grade steel, and it is my go-to watch. But enough of my watch, let's get into the topic. So for those of you who haven't seen my original video talking about new releases of 2020 for Rolex and Tudor, I'll leave a link down below to that video. This was obviously recorded before the pandemic started, so I had no idea what was going to happen, and these were my predictions that I thought were going to come out in 2020. Interesting enough, a lot of those watches that I predicted, I still think are going to come out in the next few months from both of these brands. And it's really interesting because I did release a video talking about a Rolex Bubble and how I thought prices were going to drop, but what the watch industry has shown, whether it's auctions from Philips, which just happened a few days ago, whether it's all the states opening in different phases and the watch market completely booming. I've spoken to many friends in the industry, and watch sales are through the roof right now. So what is Rolex and Tudor going to do? In my opinion, they're not going to release everything they had planned for 2020, but they will release a good portion of it. And come January, they're going to release the rest. Now, I will say, I think to make up for 2 months of lost time, being that they were closed, they will release some really cool, unique product. From Tudor, I would assume we will see a new Black Bay 58, whether it's a different color scheme, whether it's a GMT model, and I think we'll see some different variations of some of their other watches. But I would assume from Tudor, the big release will probably be a new Black Bay 58 GMT. That's my prediction, and we'll see soon. In terms of Rolex, I think we're gonna see some new dial variations, perhaps a new movement. I think the unique piece from Rolex, the it piece for 2020, will be a Rolex Daytona, but a Rollosaur, meaning it's going to be their Everose and Oyster Steel mixture, and it's going to be with a ceramic bezel. I think this will look absolutely killer. I am a big fan of steel and yellow gold mixtures on Rolex, but something about the Everose with the Oyster Steel looks very young and very clean, and I think we're going to see that with Rolex. I also predicted in my previous video that we will see a Rolex with an Oyster Flex bracelet on a new model. My prediction would be a white gold Rolex Yachtmaster 2 on the Oyster Flex. I think it would be a fantastic way to reintroduce this watch with a fresh new look that would be killer. That being said, I do think there's a possibility we can see a white gold Rolex GMT Master Coke bezel with an Oyster bracelet rather than the Jubilee bracelet. Although I think that's a little bit far-fetched, because I don't think that Rolex wants to kind of saturate their brand with so many different variations of a GMT model. But if I had to predict any model, I would think that we will see a Rollosaur Daytona and perhaps a new Oyster Flex variation on one of their existing models. What I would like to see, but probably won't see, would be a revamp of their Milgauss. It is a watch that, in my opinion, is completely stale. It's not really desirable. And you know what? If you go back to some of their original pieces, their vintage stuff with more of like a waffle cone kind of dial, I think those are spectacular and would be fantastic to see that. But I don't see Rolex doing that for quite some time. But that is it, guys, a shorter video. I will leave the link down below to my original video. This is kind of just a refresher because I do know that Rolex and Tudor are going to be releasing new models this year, and I'm really excited for it. So I wanted to put out this video to kind of bring this idea back up and ask you guys, what do you think these two brands are going to release, and what do you think is going on in the watch market right now? I can't believe how well it's doing, but it's great for me, being it is my career and the industry I work in. But that is it, guys. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed today's topic, and please leave a comment down below. I want to know, what watches do you think Rolex I want to know what watches you think Rolex and Tudor are going to release this year. But that is it, guys. Until next time, take it easy.